Maria Kanellis this week. She wasn't happy with, clearly not happy. I mean, how could you be? Her and Mike Kanellis both had, they had a baby. 2 months after after Maria gave birth, they were released in April. And she wrote on Twitter, "Did you hear the one about the woman that was released from WWE during a pandemic 2 months postpartum after being told another baby wasn't an issue?" When someone replied that it was cost-cutting measures, she wrote, "Their record numbers say differently. P.S. No other wrestling company released anyone." I got to admit, when all the releases happened, releasing both Mike and Maria, I could see Mike, he had asked for his release before. Maybe, yeah. I think with a billion-dollar company, you don't need to be releasing anyone during a pandemic. But releasing Mike is one thing. Releasing both just months after they had a child just seemed like a bad look.
No, and obviously, and again, I understand their frustrations as far as things build up and you're sitting at home. It's not like they're both able to go and wrestle other places right now, really. So there's a lot of just sitting at home, probably looking online, dealing with all the negative bullshit from fans. And, you read some negative comments from people, and it's really easy to get fired up because you're the one that's living through it. And obviously, we all deal with the negative portion of fans. Everyone has them on there with that. So it's an unfortunate situation. I understand her frustrations. Again, though, putting stuff online, it's really it's her right, and if that helps her deal with it better, then that's fine. It's just it sucks. Nothing really comes of it either way. It's more of just probably a way to vent and get out some frustrations, I would imagine. And hopefully, when things start getting back to normal, they have an opportunity to get busy again and start working or doing whatever makes them happy. And that's the thing. And I always go back, and when I explain things to people over things, and even just telling that story about WrestleMania, I almost hate talking about it just because it's like, and I just say everything was my fucking fault. I went and agreed to go do it because it was like, I'm not giving them any power over me. I literally, it's all my fault. And I just hold myself accountable, and that I just stay and I keep moving. I keep myself busy with my current projects because if I dwell on it, I get angry because it fucking sucked. And I'm sure, and right now they have a lot of time to sit and think about things. And Vince, you talked, and I know it might be another topic, but his net worth, he's gone up 100-something million, 87 million or whatever. Was that during this period?
Yeah, so basically, the Middletown Press in Connecticut, they talked about 400,000 people in the state of Connecticut lost their jobs. Whereas, Vince McMahon, a lot of other CEOs, not just Vince, but a lot of other billionaires have seen their net worth go up during the pandemic. Vince's net worth was $1.8 billion in March. Now, granted, this was after the stock had plunged. The news of the Michelle Wilson and George Barrios leaving the company as presidents and a few other things caused the stock to plunge. So he was worth $1.8 billion in March. By June, his net worth was $1.98 billion, an increase of $177 million, so about 10%. So his net worth has grown 10% during the pandemic.
And I would say that the people that they released, from a company standpoint, was probably, I don't know, there was quite a few people released. The yearly salaries combined, I would imagine, I don't know, between 3 and 5 million total for everybody. Maybe I could be off on that, just estimating with everyone's contracts, and it could be less than that even. But you really kind of makes you just question, like, well, why did they get rid of so many people, cost-cutting measures at that time, or why have they not brought them back now that, I don't know. And that's, again, his personal wealth, but it's no other wrestling company released people during this period. So it's why does the largest one that's making the most money outside of non-wrestling things, like, it's just, I mean, for those of us in the business that know, which is everyone that works there, everyone's fully aware of the way it is, and that's Vince. Vince has built that, and it's his way he operates the company. And you can look at it, he does a lot of good and provides jobs for people. If you look at it but you just look at it and you compare it to how they operate that business and what they take from people and what people sacrifice for him to have the wealth that he has. And typically it's people's lives, because wrestlers die younger than everyone because of the work schedule and how little he leaves them of what they actually earn. So that, and a lot of them have trouble when they leave there of doing anything else, and opportunities they don't get while they're there because they want to keep them there. They don't want them making too much money. It's that's where it gets really frustrating. And I understand Maria. I get her. It's just, and she gets a lot of, I know probably shit. She speaks her mind on things. So when you speak your mind too, and like everyone has their opinion, every single one of us have an opinion, you end up getting that negative portion of people that are miserable that just want to attack you and say untrue things probably a lot of times. And she's the one that has to read and digest that. And, just could take just one day, just something sets her off and she makes some comments and nothing's wrong. She's not saying anything wrong. So,
Yeah.
Yo, thank you guys for watching Ryback TV. If you could check out my Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report every Monday on all podcast platforms, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback every Thursday morning on all podcast platforms, and Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal supplement line, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. Save 10% with discount code YouTube10 and save stupid. Why couldn't you? Almost had it. I almost had the whole video done in one take. New customers, you can save 20% with discount code new customer on feedmemore.com. Get hungry, stay hungry, feed me more.